So the interview, if you want to call it that, 26 minutes. There were 17 questions, so pretty quick. To Harris, I think Walz had 5, so a total of 26 minutes. It did appear edited, but of course they were doing it same day, so that could have just been, cuts that they made that just weren't as clean. We are not ever going to get a full transcript, so that does indicate that there was more to the interview, Logan, than we actually see. But what we saw was a Harris trying to explain away how she is now not necessarily pro-fracking, but not going to doesn't support ban fracking, which she called for when she ran for president and as a U.S. senator. She said on day one as president she would ban fracking when she was running for Senate. Now, though she says, and this is what her whole kind of thing was about, Logan, it was, my values haven't changed, but the ways we get there have changed. So we can still have fracking, even though I don't like it, because we can do other things to offset fracking. I mean, it was...
The values haven't changed, but positions have changed.
Yes. I mean, it was a word... Many people call it a word salad. I think it's why you don't see Harris doing a lot of these interviews. Let's just start it off so people can see, because I don't think our audience watched a lot of this, I have a feeling, to just kind of play how this kind of sounded, this back and forth sounded out, because, again, kind of instead of like pressing down... It was like boom, 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 on like a bunch of just, kind of let her get away with whatever she wanted to say. Yeah.
When you were in Congress, you supported the Green New Deal. And in 2019, you said, quote, "There is no question I'm in favor of banning fracking." Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue, particularly in your must-win state of Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020, that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
They're going to shift policies around until they find exactly where they think the American voter is, the majority is, because they're trying to find. So it looks like fracking's okay now. The moms are not against fracking because gas prices are up. So we need to actually support fracking for right now. And then if later we need to be against fracking because we can get gas prices down, we'll ban it.
You have a situation like what's going on currently in Pennsylvania, where you are actually seeing a much closer race than expected. You see a race that actually may lean towards President Trump, which again, Pennsylvania has been one of those states that always can kind of go either way.
It's been tough. I remember he carried it the first time, lost it the second time. Republicans have wanted it. They have had success there before in other statewide elections, but I'll tell you, it's kind of, you can win Pennsylvania. It's a very good sign as you move on election night. Now, usually Pennsylvania comes in later because it's a big state, but it could certainly, if you're winning Pennsylvania, Logan, it's like you're probably winning Georgia too. It's kind of what I mean. You know what I mean? Like if you can win, now they're different, very different states demographically. But what I mean is you've hit on the right notes, and you've got enough suburban voters and enough blue collar voters together to decide to pull the lever for Trump again, which they did not do the last election cycle.
And of course, this is just in those key swing states. I mean, even Nate Silver said if this was a general populated vote, Harris would currently win by about 4 points.
I think that's true for every election currently, and that's because the founding fathers were very smart.
Yeah, it's because of the coasts.
Democrats outnumber Republicans by registration by millions. So if they have good turnout, they would always technically win. And it's why we have a democratic republic is so that you get representation, sometimes based off your size of your state, like in the House. Yeah. Sometimes you get equal, like in the Senate. And then in the election, you do get more influence by the size of your state, but by the Electoral College, so that states that are smaller still can play a key role, or else they would be completely ignored politically, even if they were kind of a 50-50 state.
That's right. He kind of goes on later and says, however, though she's up in the national, she's fallen to only a 47.3% chance of winning the Electoral College. Obviously, that's what matters. And the numbers, that's all that really matters, because you are fighting for just these handful of states. And I think when you have that moment of talking about fracking, you talk about those situations, it's because those aren't playing well in these handful of states.
It does seem like her strategy is do as little, unstructured media, stay on the teleprompter, stay with Walz right next to her, and just kind of throw out, even when you're going to change your policy, say, it's not a policy change. I might change my policies, but the values don't. we can do the same things. We don't have to stop fracking anymore. When you start seeing your poll numbers drop in Pennsylvania, which is something we've seen happen in just the last few days.
Yeah, we should say one thing that's a fact is that the Democrats have to win Pennsylvania in order to win the White House. If they lose Pennsylvania, they don't have a path. And so if you're listening to us in Pennsylvania, you are ground zero. They can they can lose or win Michigan and still win the presidency if they concentrate on Pennsylvania and then add a couple of others. They cannot win the presidency if they don't win Pennsylvania. That's just a fact because of what the map looks like right now. And so all hands on deck in Pennsylvania. And I think, Jordan, it's one of the reasons why she has really drawn back her language on the kind of pro-Arab American, pro-Palestinian talk. She is running from that because they've calculated she can lose Michigan and the Detroit suburbs, and they're very unhappy with her. And I think what it looks like to me is that the Harris team is giving up on Michigan.
I was going to say that. I was going to say
all in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I was going to jump in there, Rick, because she picks a very liberal running mate. But then on those issues where they thought that she was going to try to utilize him, like he loved Ilhan Omar, it makes her smile thinking about that. And Ilhan Omar was so excited about it, so was AOC. And yet now, she wants everybody to believe she's the strongest supporter of Israel. She's not going to talk about embargo. She's not going to work with those groups that are both in Michigan or even in Minnesota and Wisconsin and these uncommitted groups. And is instead playing, as you said, right to Pennsylvania. It's an interesting shift to make after choosing someone like Walz.
Well, don't forget the fracking point. Not only has she backed away from talking about Palestinians or the suffering, and she's trying to be totally pro-Israel right now, she's also saying, I've always been changed. I always change my mind about fracking. It's been 4 years, catch up is what she's been saying. But it's not true. Even CNN fact checked her to say, this is not true, and it's completely out of the blue. But they are realizing that they cannot win without Pennsylvania. And so they have a Pennsylvania strategy. They've given up on Michigan, it looks like.
I don't think she is evolving and changing on issues. She's saying she's not, because she's saying her values are the same. She is just going to take these softball interviews, Logan. If this is the worst kind of interview she has to get through, then this is going to be easy for her.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? I don't know that she's going to do it. She's probably not going to do another interview until after the debate, right?
Certainly not with a less friendly.
Right. I mean, who's going to be more friendly? MSNBC? I'm not even sure because they are hard liberal. They may not like that answer on fracking. CNN is in that
on Israel
is in that spot, right, where they want Democrats to win.